There.
And we're
All right.
live.
We are live. Welcome back to the Northern Nerd Network for February 9th, 2015. My name is Dan Schessel, and of course, as always, we have Chelsea Thompson.
Hey guys.
And we also have Samantha.
Hello.
We also have a nice special guest, Misty. Say hello.
Missy.
Missy.
Sorry, Missy.
Not the Pokemon trainer.
That's terrible. All right, yes. Now, every episode of the Nerdcast, we always ask how everyone's week was. So, Chelsea, how was your week?
My week's been pretty good. Just lots of work stuff. I've been picking up some extra shifts, covering some sleep shifts overnight. So when I'm done the Nerdcast tonight, I'm leaving and going back to work to do a sleep shift. Woohoo!
Fun.
Yeah.
And you, Sam? Now you got your lower third all written up.
Do I? I haven't made it yet. I'm drawing it.
I thought that's what you were working on.
That's what I'm doing. Pen, paper. We're making it happen. Making it happen. Hold on. There we go. Let's see. What did I do? There we go.
It's backwards.
Oh, it is backwards. I can't do this. I don't want to know. Anyway,
Got this.
I'm gonna let Missy do it. She's the artist. Let's see. What did I do this week? Housewarming with friends, and then I did absolutely nothing on Sunday, which was fantastic. My big accomplishment was moving from the bed to couch. Yep, that was my big accomplishment.
Well done, you.
That does sound like it must have been hard.
You tried. Like there, we made it work. I did. There.
Now it comes up backwards for me.
What?
Wait, it's backwards for you?
Does it? So this is better?
I don't like this is me.
Fine.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's backwards for everybody.
For everybody?
I think it might be just the right way for you. There you go. That's right.
This is right?
Yeah.
There.
No, that's wrong. That's right.
I don't believe you.
That I can read.
Yes. Anyways,
Okay.
Missy, can you tell some people about yourself?
I am a cosplayer and an illustrator, and that's about it. I like long walks on the beach.
Be claws.
We're
Getting caught in the rain.
Yeah.
Fun rain. It's a good song, right? I missed do a lot of cosplay together. We met Calgary.
Calgary 2012.
Yeah.
I was Poison Ivy and you were Harley Quinn.
Yeah, and I was like, yes, I need to know this girl. And that happened.
And then I kept gushing over her. I was like, oh my god, you're lovely. Your Harley Quinn's lovely. Please take pictures. And
Oh, and this is Reg bringing us tea.
thank you so much.
Thanks, babe. It's good, because I'm spoiled.
Oh, look, there's even an extra cup for the tea mix. So yeah, so that's about it.
So we've been fast friends ever since.
Wow, that sounds awesome. Well, anyways, maybe we should just get into some news items here and get this over and done with so we can get into the later half of the show. Chelsea, what do we have for our news items?
We've got some pretty fun stuff this week. Starting off our list this week, Star Wars news item, but with kind of a twist, which is super fun. So in Japan, there is a snow sculpture festival that happens every year. And this year, the Japanese military had an entry. They used bulldozers to build a giant Star Wars snow sculpture complete with glowing lightsabers. It looks rad. It's awesome. So these sculptures are like huge, like multiple stories tall. They had to use bulldozers to build them, and there's stormtroopers and I think Darth Vader's in there, and yeah, it's awesome.
I would like to go see that. That would be really cool.
We went to Japan to do it right.
Yes.
Yeah, no kidding, eh?
North
Hey,
America.
I will have some of the links up on our website for all the people to see that.
The 3 people that are watching. You mean our
Yes, well, they watch, but there's other people who tune in afterwards.
Afterwards.
Do you ever get a count of how many people actually tune in and watch the show?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I know how many people are watching. The one I don't know is how many people download the podcast when I put it up as an audio file, but I do know how many people visit the page that it's currently residing on, so I have a fairly good idea.
Totally.
Woohoo!
I mean, we are in my costume room.
We got
Got everything.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're in my costume room today, so there's all of the things for everything possible, anywhere in here. So you know, that's fun.
All right, Chelsea, what is next?
Moving on, in a follow-up to the Star Wars news item, we have a Spaceballs news item because Mel Brooks is amazing. And with all the hype about the new Star Wars movie coming out, Mel Brooks recently gave an interview and said that he would love to do a Spaceballs sequel, but that it all hinges on getting Rick Moranis back. And Rick Moranis has been pretty much retired from acting for several years, and so he's very reluctant to come back and do any acting. But Mel Brooks says that if he could convince Rick Moranis, he would make a Spaceballs sequel in a heartbeat.
Well, that's awesome.
good guy.
Yeah.
That's really good. That's exciting to hear.
Yeah, no, like when I don't know, like the proper, I would say, spoof on Star Wars is Spaceballs. Like you cannot get any better than Spaceballs, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
Although I think you'd be kind of hard pressed to find a John Candy replacement. That'd be.
it would be pretty tough.
Yeah. But potential Spaceballs sequel if Rick Moranis gets on board. So we're putting it out to the interwebs. Rick Moranis! Rick Moranis! Woo!
Go, Rick!
Get on the phone and talk to Mel Brooks.
Write letters! We can start a paper campaign, people. We can make it happen.
Alrighty, moving on. We have a couple awesome news items. The next 2 news items actually are Netflix news.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I tells ya, Netflix just keeps coming with the awesome.
It's
Oh.
God, them and Google could take over the world, and I would be okay with it.
And ruin lives.
So many lives.
Netflix news number 1. The ball has begun rolling on a potential live-action Legend of Zelda TV series produced by Netflix.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Um,
Can we, if this comes out, can we have
A marathon.
a marathon and costumes,
Yeah.
all of it, please?
Here's the thing. I've watched a lot of video game, translations to, movies or shows or whatever you want to call them, and they've all been terrible. We haven't seen one good conversion from video game to movie. Now,
I don't know.
there was a long period of time where we didn't get a good comic book movie either,
Yeah.
and we're starting to get those now. So, not saying that I'm going to count this out, but I'm going to be cautious. Let's put it that way.
I think the issue has been, especially with video game conversions, is that it's always been in the film format.
Yeah.
And the thing is that so many of these video games have so much backstory and so much history with all of the characters, and you get, how many Legend of Zeldas are there? That a movie just doesn't. You can't do video games justice in the span of like a 2.5-hour movie. So I think Netflix has the right idea. Like, if you're gonna attempt it, it needs to be a series, and you need to give it that time and space to do justice to this storyline. So,
Have you ever seen Legend of Zelda?
fingers crossed.
Legend of Zelda.
What? Wait, Melissa's got something.
Oh god, it's old, but there's this parody of Legend of Zelda called Legend of Neil. And it's really adult, not for children at all. It's about a guy who, like, okay, I'm really sorry, but, like, he masturbates to the game and asphyxiates himself, passes out, and then he's suddenly in the game. And it's like, he has to do all this crazy shit, and Felicia Day is in it, and she's the fairy, and
I'm pretty sure I've seen that.
It's so good. So it's like, I have my hopes for the Netflix series because if Neil can do it, I think this can work.
I like that fan-made Mario one, like the Brawl Wars or whatever, and it was a whole bunch of fan-made.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like Kirby was a cannibal, and they like locked him up because he was evil and stuff, and I was like, this is fantastic. I only got a few episodes in before I lost a link to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the internet does some crazy stuff. I love the internet.
I love the internet too. Oh, internet.
All right, so what's our last, or not last, the next item?
We've got a few more. So Netflix news item number 2, rolling right along with the awesome series. So Netflix has produced a 13-episode first season of the Daredevil television show, live action, and they just released a trailer the other day.
Yes.
And oh lordy, if the show lives up to the trailer, this could be exciting. This could be good stuff. Because the trailer looks awesome.
It already looks better than the movie.
Yes.
That way.
Yes.
I could live from the trailer and be like, I'm happy now. At least there's there's this to live off of.
Yeah.
So hopefully they do some justice to the Daredevil. He had a pretty bad run there on the movie. Anyways.
Also, it's leading up to. They've got 2 other comic book series in development.
Oh yeah.
I think we talked about one on the last podcast, aka Jessica
Drew.
Yes.
Yep.
And then one centering around.
Like Netflix is just really hitting it out of the park right now. I mean, they got some
ushered sort of in that universe, and the goal is to get all 3 of them together.
Yeah, to all link in to each other.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
So go Netflix, go.
I am enjoying what Netflix is doing, and I am totally enjoying like the bringing back the retro cartoons and stuff like that. Makes me happy.
Yes.
So happy.
Yes, for sure. All right.
Moving on. Our next news item is Marvel's announcement of A-Force, the first all-female Avengers team.
We are very excited for this right here.
So stoked.
Yeah, it's pretty great and topical to this evening's Nerdcast subject.
Yes.
But yeah, so the summer's Secret War plotline is going to end the Marvel Universe. The Avengers are going to end with it, and they're going to start this brand new team that is an all-lady kick-ass smorgasbord, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah. Like, so, Missy here does Black Cat, and I do Miss Marvel when we go to cons.
Awesome.
We kind of are like,
Or Black Widow.
Or Black Widow. You
My
did Black
lady
Widow.
crush.
Yeah, she's amazing. And then one of my really good friends, she does an amazing She-Hulk.
Amazing.
Like my friend Alana is, she's a rock climber, so she's
actually got the body.
She's jacked.
Yeah.
And when she rocks her She-Hulk, she gets airbrushed, so it just looks super fantastic. And she just got it, and she's got the posing with the arm up and everything, and oh yeah. So if this happens, we have to totally just rock it one day.
Whole team.
Whole team. Yes.
Wow.
Sweet.
Yeah. So I think that's really cool.
And I'm sure it'll be really good story-wise, too, not just you.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be a hot
Whatever.
story.
Yeah, who cares about all the other stuff? As soon as that comes out, everyone's dressing up. That's all that matters.
It's not just about hot chicks. There's also going to
That's
be a
right.
story.
Yeah, maybe. I'm hoping that they aren't you stole my man. I hope that ain't the storyline. I hope it's actually at least a little bit of substance.
I think there will be, just based on the main characters that they have picked already. She-Hulk doesn't really seem like the type to get in,
No, she's a lawyer, for
Yeah.
God's
A lawyer.
She's
And
weird
she's very proud to be single, kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she rocks it. So her alone, is a good start, right?
Yeah.
So
Because,
Yeah.
they said...
there'll be no cry fests, unless it's something really serious.
And Dazzler's, I know a few ladies, well, mostly one, Allison, who's going to be super excited for Dazzler to be in this. Dazzler has been on her wish costume list forever now, but finding a leather disco onesie is complicated.
That sounds like.
Just gotta start taking apart a disco ball.
Yeah. Well, she's prepped for that. She's got a lot of glitter and rhinestoney things that it'll be amazing. And, the eye makeup where it's oh, God, there's just glitter everywhere. Oh, my God.
So much glitter. So much
So
glitter.
much glitter. Oh, you went green now. The screen's
All right.
green. I don't know. Alex,
So
can you talk for a sec?
so much awesome shows coming up. We already are full up on shows as it is, and now they're just piling more on, and it's so much to get excited for. This is great.
Well, the nice thing about the Netflix shows is that they release the whole season at once. So you can sit down on a weekend and watch it, and it doesn't really have to take up too much of your other television watching.
You can call in sick one day and just make it along.
Can't come
I'm
in.
so sorry.
Just binge watch the whole thing. That's all it is. All right. What is our last item here?
The last news item, I'll announce it, and then I think I'll let you talk a little bit about it, Dan.
Alright.
Is the Microsoft Hololens,
Yes.
which looks, I feel like I should be walking the halls of the Starship Enterprise when I'm wearing it.
This is what it is. 2 weeks ago, Microsoft had their Windows 10 announcement,
Launch.
basically showing everything that was in Windows 10. And at the end of the conference, or whatever it was, they come out on stage and they reveal this HoloLens. And what it is just a set of glasses that go over top of your face, and it augments reality, which is different than VR. VR, you're completely encased. It's not like Oculus where you're off in your own little world. This brings stuff into your world. So you can be walking around the house and have a screen up on your fridge, and you can use that screen on the fridge, and it's always there. The thing is, this is real. Holograms are real. They've actually made it, and it works. I'm so excited for this, beyond anything else. Now the thing is, it's not going to be a product that we're going to see this year. It'll be sometime. I'm guessing next year sometime. So we're not seeing this at Christmas, but we might see it for next Christmas. which is very exciting. Now, did you guys actually get this chance to actually take a look at this?
No, I didn't get a
No.
chance to watch the video at all.
Yeah, they have a little demo of Minecraft where it's like they have Minecraft set out all over your living room, and you can play with all the little blocks inside, and you can build stuff. You can build castles on your coffee table. You can blow a hole in the wall and with TNT, and you can actually look inside, like inside your wall, and there's a whole Minecraft world in there. It is so cool. And they say, from what I understand, there's no latency when you're moving your head around. So when you're moving your head around, everything moves with it.
That's gonna be really cool.
It is really cool. They also were working with the Mars rover and and NASA and all this other stuff, where they have basically a 3D map or 3D world of Mars. So basically, what it is Mars will come out into your room, and you can walk around Mars right in your living room. So cool. It is literally as close to the Star Trek as possible as you can get.
It sounds very similar to a few years ago. I watched a TED Talk by a guy named Parnav Mistry about something that he had created at MIT, doing PhD work at MIT, called Sixth Sense technology, where basically you wear like a mini computer with a projector lens on your fingers, and you have colored tabs that go on your fingers, and basically it's the computer projects onto your reality, right? So if you want to make a phone call, you shine your hand in front of your camera lens, and your like phone keypad shows up on your hand, and you dial, and then like talk on your hand. Or like if you're walking down the street and you want directions to the nearest coffee shop, it's the same thing. It has a pair of glasses and the arrows will show up on the sidewalk through your and like point you to. So it's computers interacting with your reality. It sounds very similar to that.
It is very, very similar to that.
Yeah, if you have the chance, I'll actually send you, Dan, the link a little bit later to this guy's TED Talks. It was a TED India talk. But yeah, because it sounds very similar, and his talk was awesome. So.
Yeah, this is the guy that came up with Kinect, and this is really originally, like 7 years ago, this is what he wanted to make. He wanted to make holograms, and he ended up making Kinect instead. And after Kinect, he was able to basically build this. Like, he was in this project for the last 5 years.
I'm back.
So for the last 5 years, he's been working on this project, which is quite the project. Now, the only thing right now that they're saying is the way you interact with it. Right now, is basically you look, you can point, and you got your finger, and you can click with your finger, and that's pretty much how you work. They say if you can actually use your whole hand and actually move things around, like, you know, Tony Stark style, that would be much better. But right now, at the time, you can move stuff and click and pull in and out in 3D space, which is still really, really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds very similar to the Sixth Sense technology that this guy from India. And the thing is, when he created it, he made it open source.
Yeah.
What you needed to make it, you could buy at the hardware store, and he put all of the instructions online in a PDF. It was insane.
Yeah. The one thing that I'm wondering about this is this Microsoft's iPhone.
Their big game changer, yeah.
Is this their big game changer? Like, Microsoft has been kind of relegated to the corner for the last little while. is this the chance for Microsoft to start pulling up?
He's like a near you kind
If they make it as accessible as Apple made the iPhone, and it works even half as well as it's being described, I think it could be.
Yeah. Now, there's a lot of people during this event had a lot of hands-on time with it, and they are saying it works, and it works as well as they're claiming it, which I don't know because I haven't tried it myself. But
Didn't they have a demo at Calgary one year? Was it the same thing I'm thinking of?
no, they just announced it 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Then no, it was. I think it was the Oculus Rift. Then.
Yeah, Oculus has been out for a little while. That's
Okay.
VR.
Yeah.
This is augmented reality.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
Yeah, for me, the one thing that did come out of the event itself is that there was a big focus on gaming as well. I'm sure you guys have no idea what I'm talking about right now, but Windows 10 is actually going to have Xbox Live integrated right into the system. So there's going to be cross-platform play between Xbox and Windows 10. Plus, they have the phone. Everything is going to be working off the exact same system, which is crazy. Which is the way it should be in the first place.
All integrated, yeah. That's
All integrated.
Yeah.
All their platforms, all integrated, all the same system. It's like the way that they're doing it now. It's pretty exciting actually. And not only that, they said that in the programming for Hololens, like going back to this Hololens thing, is actually built into Windows 10.
Mm-hmm.
So when you build a program for Windows 10, you can actually build a program for HoloLens at the same time. So all the tools are right there for anybody, any of the programmers out there to build programs for HoloLens. So we'll see how well this is going to turn out. I'm very excited. The thing that I like, the part that I think was really cool, is that you can have a screen on the wall, and you know that you always wanted that big 80-inch screen. Well, now you can. You can just make the screen wherever, on any wall, basically. It's so cool. So cool. Anyways, let's continue on with this week's topic.
I can tell that is something you're very excited about, Dan.
It is. It is. You have to take a look at this thing. It's insane. Trina doesn't like it. She thinks it's going to take me away from her. Anyway, so this week's topic is women in nerd or geek culture. And I think we have enough people in here that can attest to the way things are right now. You know, having three nerdy, geeky girls here.
Yeah, you do. Trina's a little upset that you didn't let her come on too. Just
Who?
so you know. Your wife.
Oh yeah, she's mad. But at the same time, there's a lot of people here already, so.
So?
I can
Yeah.
switch out. If she's up there and she's watching, she can come down and switch out for me. Now.
Ooh, that would be cool. What did Aaron say? Yeah, Aaron said, the last thing you want when the topic is women in nerd culture is too many women. Oh. Anywho, just saying. So, women in nerd culture. Darn it, Dan.
They're not real. What are
They're
you
not
talking
real.
about?
Women don't exist in nerd
exist.
culture.
There's no such thing as a nerd girl.
Ew, no.
Yeah. They don't
Okay.
exist.
Hmm?
Right?
Totally.
No, I don't actually read any comics.
No, I just like in really skinky outfits.
Mhm. Mostly, whatever my boyfriend tells me is the hottest at that time,
Yeah.
is what I'll put on.
Mhm.
That's the way it works, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's totally how it works.
Absolutely.
Tree is coming down.
All right, sounds good. So,
Dude.
what do like with you girls here? What do you believe is the role that women are playing in the culture nowadays? Like when you go to a convention or something like that, what do you see?
Like, you mean like women as being portrayed in art or costume or?
Just in general.
I think there's more of an acceptingness of women in a geek culture nowadays. I definitely know that I've had a few bad experiences at a comic book store where it's literally like, oh, are you getting this for your boyfriend? You're like, no, I'm getting this for me. It's kind of a thing. But now they're like, oh, our comic book store is women's only night, and come hear us talk about this, and we're going to feature a couple female artists this week on this, and that, and the other thing. So I definitely think it's becoming more.
Well, like Happy Harbor, I know for a fact has Ladies Geek Night once a month, and that's I have yet to go because I've always been busy, but I hear they're awesome.
Yes.
It's
LGN has been running for a little while now, and
Yeah.
I've heard it's really good.
Yeah, and I was supposed to go last week, but then I decided to eat food instead, which is
Sushi train?
it did sushi train.
Sushi train. Sushi train. Yeah, I went when Bada Boom Costumes was there. She's the one that did my my bunny suit. She was there with a couple of the 501st First Ladies.
Marvel too, right?
Yeah, she did my Miss Marvel as well. And so we had just talking about it and how to do armor, and it was really interesting to talk to other ladies about being like, so I'm building this piece. What do you use? And they're like, oh, well, we use this type of Bondo, and we use this type of like acrylic, and we found this, and we do this, and we sculpt that, and you're just like, good, it's not just men anymore that I can go to and ask. There's ladies who know this stuff as well. Yes. So that's kind of what.
Here's my question. When you guys go and build a costume or something like this, what do you guys do beforehand, like when you choose that costume? Why choose a certain costume? Or character, or whatever it is.
Determine the character. So sometimes it's because you really like the character. Sometimes it's because you really like the costume. And sometimes it's because you just want pants and flat shoes. Like, there's many options.
My roommate Larissa and my other roommate Joel are talking about the, I guess, upcoming year's convention in Edmonton, and they want to go together in costume. And Larissa's like, my caveat is you or we collectively need to find me a costume that is like not just a bathing suit. That's her like caveat for who she's gonna cosplay as. She's like, I want to wear like an actual shirt and pants and not 6-inch heels.
There's tons out there.
Yeah.
I mean, like Zatanna in her off days is drawn wearing sweatpants and sneakers. Like, come on, it's awesome. But for me, the whole costume thing is picking the character that I love first and doing my research and making sure that I know like every detail about them, what their favorite food is, their eye color, like everything. But the shoes and the shirt and the pants, it helps a lot. And you have to be able to do something you're really comfortable with. Otherwise, you're not going to like it, even if you spent all this work and money into it.
Yeah.
So it's to make you happy.
Now, here's another question. Do you find that there's more and more, like for me personally, I see an increasing number of like characters who are, let's say, dressed more appropriately in comics and in the culture as a whole? Are you guys finding that as well?
Did you say inappropriately or
No,
appropriate?
appropriately.
Well, yeah, with the new Batgirl redesign and stuff, they gave her like combat boots and a
And leather jacket, yeah.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I've seen a switch to that, but that also becomes more female artists getting into comics and drawing more and being like, no, that is not how that works.
Well, and I think a more apropos sort of would be more, the costumes are more becoming more realistic, not necessarily appropriate, because that sort of leads into the topic of cosplay is not consent, right? Who's to judge what's appropriate or inappropriate? That sort of treads that fine line. But I think costumes are becoming more realistic in terms of, okay, so if I'm scaling buildings and engaging in fisticuffs, I'm not gonna be in like something that my boobs are gonna fall out of.
Well, a good one is like I've noticed, especially in movies, like the Avengers movie in Black Widow. Like I love her to death. She doesn't wear high heel boots or anything like. She wears something relatively practical, and I think that that's one of the big reasons why it's becoming more realistic too, is because they have to be able to translate into movies. And
in the movies, she's in tack boots. When she's in tack boots.
She's in kick-ass boots. Like she's got to do.
My issue with her is that her outfit is still skin tight. Does it need to be that revealing?
Maybe it helps when she's like going under laser beams and stuff.
Yes, there we go. Laser beams. Hey, Trina!
Hello.
Hi, Trina.
So, to me, there's when you're drawing cartoon characters or superheroes, one of the main tricks is to have a skin-tight costume on, like Spider-Man or even any of the male characters. They all have
musculature, etc.
Right?
Definition. Yeah.
Yeah, is the definition, like getting the muscles and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So when they do girls, it's the same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
They try to make it as skin tight, and it's just
I don't think that's why they do it.
no. No. There's like you look at Red Sonja or something like that, like a character like that. She's
Missing
in like
your
a
cosplay
metal,
Favorite.
You can over.
but she can still be a practical, girl at the same time.
Like Wonder Woman?
Yeah, like Wonder Woman. She's got quite a few different redesigns, but the one she's in now is terrible. I don't know why she's. It's the bathing suits that get you. Like, why do they have to wear bathing suits?
Exactly.
But you know what? Sometimes, like, you think about it, okay, so you think about Catwoman, right? She's a cat burglar. She needs a very skin-tight outfit, so shit doesn't only hit laser beam, so it has to fit with the character as well, right? Like, you can't see Catwoman in, like, sweatpants and a t-shirt trying to, like, sneak into somebody's house and she gets caught on things. Like, that's not her character, right? It doesn't work. Same reason
Well, so
should she be wearing a balaclava?
because the personality of the character ultimately will inform
She's got it overfixed.
costume choices, and I think there are characters out there where the personality suits a more revealing costume, right? Mm-hmm. Where they just don't give a damn and they're gonna wear whatever the fuck they want to wear. Pardon me.
This is the uncensored version.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Tell us how you really feel, Charles. But yeah, like, I love my Miss Marvel costume. It is basically a one-piece bathing suit with thigh-high boots, and I love it. It makes me feel great to wear it. I feel sexy in it. I feel confident, and I totally understand why, like, Miss Marvel puts it on and she's like, you know what? Yeah, I got this. Right? So, when she's not.
At the end of the day, I think that's the point of a good costume. You're going to put it on and it's going to make you feel that way, whether it's a one-piece bathing suit and thigh-high boots or whether it's sweatpants and tack boots, right?
Yeah.
True enough. Plus, also at the same time, Miss Marvel is like crazy strong. And really, she can't get hurt by much. So.
No.
I guess laser shot at her all the time. She seems to be fine. So.
Block this. I got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Alright, guys.
She can take it. She can take a punch. Or a bullet or two.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So, but here's the thing, like, is it better now than it was, or is it still, like, is it just hidden better?
It's just hidden better. That's what I'm thinking.
It's not better.
It depends.
Because, like, on TV and stuff like that, they really can't make these crazy, weird costumes and stuff like that on TV all the time, right? But in comics and stuff like that, it's still the same. I don't see much of a difference.
Well, Star Sassfire's costume hasn't changed.
I like it, though.
I love it.
It's nice.
It's a good one. But I think what it is there's a lot more options, right? So you have your, bathing suit costumes, and then you have your more realistic combat boots, leathers, combat armor, costumes. And I think that's what's important, is that it gives more options out there for people that want to cosplay or read or follow a specific character, or like a version of one character more than another one, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's what it comes down to, is there'll always be something out there that you're not going to agree with and you're not going to like, but the fact is that there's an option there that you will like and that you would like to follow and you agree with.
Now, do you think that the female characters are getting portrayed more as being powerful and like they're more primary characters, whereas before they were kind of just sex symbols thrown in there to look at?
Yeah, and here's I'm just gonna go quickly right back to the redesign of Batgirl.
Mm-hmm.
It's great that she had a redesign, but at the same time, all she was like, to me, I read her comic there. It seemed like she was a little shallow. She was very much about her appearance and how she looked, and if she was pretty and that kind of stuff. Like,
again, I think it'll depend on which incarnation you go to for which version of her character, right? I mean, it's not the comic book, but I feel it belongs right up there with the comic book canon. I mean, Batman the Animated Series, that version of Batgirl to me is like that Barbara Gordon is kick-ass, and like her development, her story arc, introducing her as someone that like Dick Grayson is on the university gymnastics team with, and that's her that's how she's acrobatic and able to do all the crap that she does, plus her know-how from her dad. I mean, it all depends on what incarnation you hook into, right?
Yeah.
And so, I'm eating here, sorry. So that's the cool thing, is because depending on which Batgirl you like, you still like Batgirl, but you can pick which one you want.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I don't.
It's not necessarily. I'm not talking about like you guys specifically picking certain ones. I'm just saying as a whole. Is it better? Is that what you guys are looking for? Are you guys looking for
Strong female
lead, or are you guys looking for the girly girl and still getting portrayed like a girly girl?
Depends on the day. That's why I like the options. Right? Sometimes I want to be like, I want to listen to somebody talk about her ex-boyfriend, blah, 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 breaking up in their drama story. And other times I want to watch her smash somebody's face into the ground. Like, it's the option I want of that day. And that's why I like that there are more options and they're experimenting with stronger female characters, but they're still also showing that they're not solidly all strong female characters. They still have a reverse flip side of where they can be super girly and really want, to paint their nails pink. That's okay.
And I think, we get into painting with broad strokes, saying that, it used to be that they were only there for eye candy. But if you go, a character like, Wasp? If you go back in the comic books, she's been a strong female character in the comic books for years and years and years. How many times has she been the leader of the...
She was also like a fashion designer, and she was very much
again, that's her
how she had a boyfriend and she was going out with him for a long time. And
yeah, but that doesn't make a woman weaker. Like, that doesn't make them girly girl. Like, really.
Just because
because they have children and are fashion designers and stuff, that doesn't make you less strong.
Yeah.
A good example of someone who's always been a strong character is Red Sonja, and you mentioned her before too. The only big change she's had in her recent history is that they took out the rape segment of her past, which is, I think, a good thing, because you don't need that, and they made her even more badass, because now she does whatever she wants and has sex on the side. She doesn't have to swear off her virginity anymore. Like, there's a character who's always been a badass.
And
No, as Red Sonja is a fantastic character. I'm more playing the devil advocate right now more than anything else.
Oh, Trina, that look you just gave him!
What?
You just gave me a look.
I did.
You just gave him a look.
What?
I don't know. I didn't even notice I gave you a look.
Anyways.
I'm gonna go now.
You're good?
Okay.
Are you guys good? You good?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I said my piece.
You said your piece?
Alright. Other than that, I'm tired of hearing about HoloLens.
See you, Trina.
She's got enough of that from me already. Like, to me personally, I find that a lot of women are being portrayed better now than when I was a kid. And yes, when I was a kid, a lot of it was girls just basically very shallow and very much as just a sex symbol inside a comic book for guys. And now I see comics like I just finished reading a series in Dark Horse with Star Wars, and where Princess Leia was a very strong female character. This new Star Wars character, new Star Wars book has also got Princess Leia as a very strong female character. There's a lot of comics and there's a lot of different characters out there, and like on TV now you're getting the Marvel series with all the female characters in there, and I'm sure that they're going to be just as strong and just as good as any other one. So I mean, really, there has been a corner, and I really do hope to see better and more characters portrayed better.
I think at the end of the day, it comes down to the evolution of the comics themselves and the story at their core, like the writing, and the tastes of the readers reading comics have evolved, regardless of the gender of the readers, regardless of whether it's guys reading or girls reading. The stories have had to evolve to be good stories, and you can't sustain good stories without good, strong characters. And again, that becomes a matter regardless of gender. Like, guys reading comics don't want to read a shitty story with shitty characters, whether the shitty characters are guys or girls. So I think that's what's brought the caliber of all the characters up in general is the story. If you want a strong story, you have to write strong characters, men and women.
Yeah.
Agreed. What's his name from, was it Game of Thrones? Who? They were like, somebody was interviewing him, and he was like, how do you write such good, strong women? And he's like, because I write them like people.
Yeah, George R. R. Martin.
Yeah,
George
yeah.
R. R. Martin.
Mm-hmm. So, just write them as people.
And that's it. I think that's the progression, like, just in general, like, we're talking about girl geeks and lady geeks. I think ultimately the goal is to progress to a point of, regardless of gender, we're just geeks.
It's like that Futurama episode where they just
You're
get
a
rid of
geek.
all of the
And you're a geek. And you're a geek.
Mm-hmm.
They call them each other, and they call each other muchachos.
Muchachos.
Yeah.
Hey, muchacho. Right?
And like Leela and Amy ask Fry to sleep with him, and he's like, I have no feelings about this one way or the other sort of thing.
Now, right now I'm watching, like Trina and I, we're both watching Peggy Carter.
Agent Carter.
Yes. And that is a really, really awesome show. It has, Peggy Carter after the war and how she's treated afterwards, and how her character is really standing out and really is just as good as anyone else. And she's got a very, very strong character in there, and it's really great to see. And I really feel that that's the corner that we're turning now. So I mean, it's really good to see that, and I'm kind of at the point where I can't wait to just be done with all the guy-girl thing. We're pretty much there now.
Yeah,
I've been watching, but presently is she sort of, it's her in a cast of men? Is that sort of
Yeah,
how it goes?
everybody, she is literally the only woman in the agency who is who's an actual agent and who is not like working the front end of the secret base, right?
And regardless of whether they end up as actual agents or not, I think the next step to keep that show going and interesting then would be to introduce other interesting female characters, whether they be agents or not, to populate that universe to sort of balance out. So she's not the only one.
Yeah,
think
there's
that would be the
more
next
there,
step.
but she's the only one in the actual agency. So she's standing out in her respective field as the only one who gets coffee and who gets the sandwiches and lunches for everybody, all the guys, right? And on the side, while she's not doing that, she's kicking some butt.
Saving the world.
That's right. So yeah, it's good. I'm enjoying the show as much as anyone could be. It's a good show.
Yes. That's good. I'm going to do a quick shout out here right now to my and Missy's friend Amber. She's apparently listening in, so just a little hi to her.
Woo!
She's part of our Rebel Pilot Squad, so that's super exciting. Woot, woot. So that'll be cool. Hi Amber. There we go. that was my shout out.
All right. Do you guys have anything else to add?
Oh, I don't know. I think we covered a lot today. New stuff, things. Got a little bit of a discussion in about
Gender politics and nerdiness? What?
Kelsey swore it was fantastic.
There's nothing to
Kelsey
be
swearing,
done
that's all we needed.
live on air, but you can bleep that out when you turn it into the podcast, right, Dan? How family friendly is our viewing? I really don't know.
Well, other than the podcast now, yeah, it's pretty family friendly.
So I had a happy experience this weekend, actually, Dan. I was going to tell you about this.
Sure.
So I was at a party in the housewarming, and my friend's like, "Hey, I heard you on the Northern Nerd Network," and I was like, "Oh goodness, you know that exists?" So
there's people out there that know that this actually is a thing.
Apparently, so we had a good conversation about that, and that's pretty awesome. So I just wanted to let that out, that actual human beings are listening besides our lightsaber group, which is awesome.
Yes. Every so often I get one of those. Hey.
Oh, cool.
It is kind of neat.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I just wanted to make sure that I make mention that we are going to be doing some more videos here in the next little while. One we'll be doing with the Lightsaber Guild, which is based out here in Edmonton here, that we'll be talking to Jedi Roland about. And we also have Gobfest, which is coming up in March on the 28th and 29th, and we will be doing a video with them, and we'll be talking about some of the board gaming that's going to be happening here in Edmonton in March here. So just keep an eye out for that. And at some point, we'd like to get together with Missy and do some cosplay stuff, where we will be doing some of the stuff that she does and doing a whole little featurette on cosplaying. And so that'll be coming up in the next little while, so keep an eye out for all of that. And I want to make mention that all the events that you will find, all the geeky events, are going to be on the northernnerd.com/calendars or calendar, and there you guys will find all the geeky stuff that's happening around the city. And if you guys have anything, just let me know, and I will put it up onto the calendar. Also, I would like to make mention that you guys can check us out on northernnerd.com. You guys can find us on youtube.com/northernnerdnetwork. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/northernnerd and on thepulppress.com. Whew. All right. Another way.
Just as a personal request,
Yes.
when we have Missy back for the cosplay Nerdcast, could that possibly include some like show and share fashion show of your like costumes?
That will
on air.
That thing, yes.
Yeah,
We'll
right
do a full
on.
actual video.
Like changing in front of the
Like
camera,
camera.
but like
family friendly.
Work it.
Yeah, it'll be
Right.
good.
Also, I don't know if you knew, or I'm sure you know, but the Taste of Anime-thon is coming up in February as well.
Oh, I will make sure I put that in there.
Yeah, it's
What date?
February 20th and 21st, so like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ooh.
that's close.
All right, Animathon was so much fun. I really did. We did a video at Animathon, and that was probably one of my funnest and best videos that we've ever done. And
All
if
the
you haven't seen
people.
Homestuck.
It is-
So much duck.
Very good. Anyways, I just want to make sure that I thank everybody out there for watching or listening to this edition of the Northern Nerdcast. Have a good week, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
Bye.